My friends, we are here today to talk about Star Wars: The High Republic and everything we know about this wonderful, very exciting new Star Wars project. So, I did try to do a recorded. I actually recorded a video about this, and it's taking too long to get from my phone to the computer. So we're doing it live. We're going to be talking about everything we know about Star Wars: The High Republic, which was formerly known as Project Luminous, and we're going to be going, hello there, Zominous and Pythonic Method, good to see you there, and Kaya Gaming. Welcome all to the stream. We're going to be talking about Star Wars: The High Republic. So first off, Project Luminous has been rumored for quite a long time now, and we finally get a little bit about what it is, and Disney and Lucasfilm did release a little video, so we're going to start off by watching that. If you'll all bear with me, I'm going to get that set up for us right away. Here we go there. All right, so bear with me for a second. This is going to look really weird, but I promise it'll go away soon. All right, there we go. Awesome. All right. So that's Clone Wars looked like.
We're finding ourselves at a very exciting moment. The Skywalker saga coming to an end. We're at a place of what's next for Star Wars. One of the things we've always done is be able to use our franchise platforms to explore the creative potential of the Star Wars galaxy. And so, what if publishing was more of an incubation place and bring in great talent and just let their imaginations run free? We put together the really unique writers' room where we had diverse voices with very different opinions about Star Wars.
We all love Star Wars, but we're all coming at it from very different places.
This has been a very free environment for everybody to just throw things out there.
We've all done lots of storytelling, but this is unique and really special.
The idea that this thing has been simmering for so long.
It's the secret history of the galaxy.
Yep, it goes way back to the beginning of Star Wars.
We gave them essentially a blank slate. What would you like to tell?
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice.
A line that we've been hearing since 1977, and we thought, what does that look like?
It is a golden age where there's much more peace and calm in the galaxy. So we're calling it the High Republic.
The description that we've used for the Jedi of this era is that they are the Jedi Knights of the Round Table.
But Star Wars isn't just about Jedi, and we will tell stories of new smugglers, new scoundrels, new bounty hunters.
The threat and the tension really comes from the Republic's borders, because the Republic does not extend from one side of the galaxy to the other.
It's a bit of a Wild West new frontier. We see a different kind of Jedi that patrols the frontiers and is more of a Texas Ranger.
We're now bringing in concept artists, illustrators, and visualists, the same way that you would when you're making a movie.
We even had Ian McKay come down and just do sketch after sketch for us. And when you have a guy who designed the look for Darth Maul sketching Jedi for you, it doesn't get any cooler than this.
The scale of this initiative is really new for us. We're going to have stories for adults and teens and kids.
We're building this out simultaneously across multiple publishers. It gives us the ability to tell vast interconnected stories across multiple years. There will be a core group of heroes that will expand over time. There'll be villains.
Our main villain are the group called the Nile. We kind of like to refer to them as space Vikings.
Their motto is, you can't take it with you, but we can take it from you. Our story starts with what we're calling the Great Disaster.
It wouldn't be Star Wars without adventure. And there's definitely a series of events that will spin the galaxy into a dangerous new direction, and it will give the opportunity for heroes to rise up.
The cool thing about this is that there's going to be a story for every Star Wars fan. It's really fun to be able to keep readers on their toes. This era is ripe for storytelling. The eureka moment was the question, what scares the Jedi? And that made us all go, ooh, something wicked this way comes.
All right, August 2020. All right, cool. Bear with me, please. It's going to look weird again. All right, cool. So, High Republic. First off, want to talk about what era this is. So a lot of people were really excited. It's the Old Republic. Disney is finally doing Old Republic stuff. Unfortunately, that is not the case. The High Republic is an era that takes place between the Old Republic and the prequel eras, roughly about 200 years before the prequel films, which means Yoda is going to be around 700 years old. I don't know what type of role he is going to play in this new movie. Or not movie, please excuse me there. All right, comments got blown up. High Republic probably about young Yoda getting high. Nope. I mean, he's not that young. He's going to be around 700 years old. So about 100 years before the Dooku novel, 200 years before, because Dooku's like 100, and about 200 years before Phantom Menace. So it is not the Old Republic. Tragically, it is the High Republic, and one of the reasons that they chose the High Republic as their primary era is because it's an era largely untouched by movies and even legends. So like this era, they have total freedom to pretty much do whatever they want. So it sounds like what they're going to be doing for conflict. The Republic is not the entire galaxy like it is in the prequel era. It's a much smaller area, but it's this almost high fantasy noble government. It's the golden age of the Republic, and so the Jedi are these they're there on the borders, they're protecting the borders, and they're expanding out all the way to the unknown regions. We know from the Kylo Ren comic, I think it was the second comic, that said that the Jedi expanded all the way to the edges of the unknown regions. The art looks like Treasure Planet. It does kind of look like Treasure Planet. That's I didn't notice that, but yeah, it's got a little bit of that kind of colonization pirate era, the 1700s feel to it. It has a lot of Arthurian legend, which, you know, King Arthur, they said the Jedi Knights of the Round Table. Stupid highway. Jedi Knights, if it's only 200 years, why are they saying the Republic is smaller and not galaxy spanning? Well, the Republic has existed for thousands of years, but the Republic grew as time went on. So the Republic exists. It's very strong. This is the golden age of the Republic, and the Republic is growing. So the Republic is there in the core worlds. It hasn't reached all the way to the Outer Rim yet, presumably. So the Republic is going to be expanding from the core world outward. I mean, it's been existing still for thousands of years, but this is where they're going to be mapping new hyperspace lanes. The Jedi are going to be out there, and so this Nile, this kind of Viking villain that exists in the Outer Rim, and possibly even the unknown regions, are going to be a large player in this. And so it looks really awesome. I am excited about it. So if we looked at a couple things, though. First, I wanted to talk about the era. The era is not the Old Republic. It is the High Republic, completely new era. They have the freedom to do whatever they want. Two, they said that this is going to... Star Wars has said that this is going to... Or Lucasfilm has said that this is going to be Star Wars' answer to the MCU. Now, what do they mean by that? Well, it's not as ambitious as it would sound. Basically, what they mean is that they will have multiple different books and forms of media that cover different characters, and as time goes on, they will become sort of a core team that fight against a core team of villains, and yet they each have their own story that is told. Darth Bane was long dead. Yeah, Darth Bane's been dead for probably about 800 years at this point. So this is not Darth Bane. This is the post-Bane era of Sith, so we will not be getting Sith. Although if you do pause the video on the storyboard, it looks like they will be... Stupid wind. I'm sorry, guys. It looks like they will be having... what was the word they used? splinter group force factions. So groups that were potentially at one point Jedi who left the Jedi Order and might be dark, might be gray, but are definitely not in line with the Jedi. So they may prove to be an interesting antagonist for various parts of the series. Now, that brings me to the third point I want to bring up. So first is era, second was scope, and third is media. So they did say that it's going to be published across several different platforms, and I'm hoping for Ancient Knights of Ren. Yes, life's been good to me. That is something that I covered in a previous video, that I've been hoping for Ancient Knights of Ren to be present in this, because we do know that the Jedi expanded all the way into or at least touched into the unknown regions. This actually could be where they discover Ilum, which would be really cool. We did see from the storyboard that also we are going to have... No, there won't be Sith, I'm sorry. Or at least there shouldn't be Sith. Because Ki-Adi-Mundi voices in The Phantom Menace that the belief of the Jedi Order is that the Sith have been extinct for a millennium. So it wouldn't make sense for them to encounter Sith during this era. So it looks like as we are going through this, there will be... So if you look at the storyboard, one of the things that they have in there, they said Arthurian legend, they said dinosaurs, and another one of the things they said in the storyboard area was relic hunters, which I think would be a really, really cool story arc to follow. We do know that relic hunters have existed in the Jedi Order. We've seen, Dooku in Dooku Jedi Lost, one of the Jedi Masters that he was acquainted with, hunted down Sith artifacts and relics to destroy them or study them. And then we see in the Kylo Ren comic, Luke is going out hunting for ancient Jedi relics, but it's not a storyline that's expanded on too heavily. So to get some more stories of kind of these Jedi Indiana Jones, or, I mean, it almost, not just Indiana Jones, but almost like the Knights of the Round Table pursuing the Holy Grail kind of stories that are going to be told, which is pretty dang cool. I'm really excited about that. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about regarding their scope... Dang it, if I had known it was going to be windy, I would have waited a little while. Apologize for the background noise, but that's what happens when you do it live. So, regarding the scope, they said it's going to be published across multiple publishing platforms. Now, something to be very aware of there, they listed 10 platforms. All of the platforms that they listed, though, they listed DK, they listed Disney Lucasfilm Publishing, they listed, or Disney Lucasfilm, I think it was publishing, I don't remember, but they listed Marvel, they listed a couple other ones. All of them focus on written media. So some focus on comics, some focus on novels, some focus on manga. One of them focuses on, like, home projects. Like, on their website, I found, like, a Galaxy's Edge cookbook, which was kind of cool. So I have no idea what role they're going to play in it. But it is going to be published across multiple platforms, but it looks like all of their focus is going to be on written media. So none of the things listed were... There was no Disney Plus. There was no EA or any video game developers. There was no Disney and Lucasfilm Studios. There was Disney Lucasfilm Publishing for books, but not Disney Lucasfilm Studios. So it does not look like the High Republic is going to be getting video games, series, or any visual media. So that's a little bit of a letdown. So it wasn't quite as ambitious as they said when they said it's going to be across multiple platforms and whatever. But something to note on when they said that is they said they want to treat this like an incubation process. So what does that mean, an incubation process? Well, basically to put these ideas in there so that they can grow and take on a life and mentality of their own. And so the idea would be, from what I could understand from the stream, is that they're using this new wave of written media for the High Republic. They're using this to kind of test whether or not we want this. And so consider it like a pitch meeting to us where we are the deciding factor. And Disney and Lucasfilm was like, hey, we've got this great idea. What do you think about this? And so we take the media, we take the books, and we say, yeah, let's greenlight this. Let's do some series, or let's do some movies, or, whatever. But they're using it as an incubation to grow this era in our minds, so that we, depending on how we respond to it, they can then choose to either do a video game on it, or do a series on it, or to do a feature film on it. And so we are the green lighters of this project. We are the ones who have the authority to say yes or no. And so take that very seriously as this is going forward. We're going to vote with our dollars, and we're going to vote with our reviews. We're going to vote as we receive the material and say, okay, this is good, or no, this isn't great. I think it has the potential to be really good, because one, it focuses on a bunch of different stories told within one era. So it's not just like, where like the sequel trilogy was just kind of one story, or, Rogue One or Han Solo, they were one story, or they focused on one thing. This is, consider it more like the MCU in your mind, where you've got these heroes, right? And everyone would have their favorite hero that they would be attached to, and like, I am focusing on this guy, I read all of his stuff, and then when they have their big, we come together and fight the big bad thing, he is the one that you identify with the most. And so you're going to have these characters that you're going to identify with, kind of like, again, kind of Knights of the Round Table-esque, where each of the knights has their own personality and their own story, but they come together and go on this grand adventure together as well. And so it is going to have kind of that same vibe. It does feel very EU to me, just in the kind of braveness of it. So I'm really excited. It seems like they're going to be taking a lot of risks with it. They're not taking enough risks to do a visual media with it, but from their wording in the video, I can almost guarantee you that if we are receptive of this as a collective fan base, that we will be getting visual media on it. So take some time to really think about whether or not this is an area you'd like to explore. This is an era where the Jedi are numerous beyond what we've ever seen in canon, and have the freedom and the authority to kind of really be the protectors of peace and justice throughout the galaxy. They are these guardians, and we have this era where you can have those stories, and we're telling all those stories. And so I think that there's a lot of potential there. I think that it would be great for a Disney Plus series. And, like, have a Disney Plus series that focuses on these characters, like, have this Jedi get his own series, kind of like the WandaVision, the Loki, and things like that. And then you could have a feature film where they all come together, kind of an Avengers style thing. But again, that's not going to happen unless we greenlight the project. And so the only way we can do that is by being receptive of the written media. We are going to be doing 2 back-to-back live streams. This first one was really just to talk about everything we know about the High Republic, and the next one is going to be discussion-based. But before I sign out, I'm just going to read these comments because they will go away once we start the next live stream. But the next live stream will be here within 5 minutes. All right, so Kaya Gaming says, are they planning on making a movie, or is this just not going to happen? So I think I kind of answered that, but in case I didn't, we are in charge of making that decision. It depends on how receptive we, the fans, are to the High Republic written media. Because they're saying it's an incubation process, they do have the intention of turning this into visual media, but it'll only happen if we are really receptive of the written media. Ryan says EA canceled 2 Star Wars games, but there is going to be a Jedi Fallen Order 2. Yeah, that's, and EA canceling games is not it's not a bad thing. It just tells us that those games likely wouldn't have been received well by us, which means they wouldn't have made money. They got to give us the stuff that we want. And so it's better for them to cancel a game that looked good, but we would have hated, than it would have been to give it to us and us just have another game to be like, look, EA doesn't care and EA hates us. Pythonic Method says maybe there'll be oral storytellers in Disneyland who talk about... I'm sorry. I think there might already be, actually. Life's Been Good to Me says if they were going by EU rules, novels come after the games. Yeah, but they're not going by EU rules. They're going by new rules, which, I don't think it's necessarily good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. It's smarter, that's for sure, because the hardcore fans are the ones who buy the books, and the hardcore fans are the ones who drive the era. The casual fans will just kind of, watch it if it gets enough momentum. And the momentum comes from us, the hardcore fans. And so if the hardcore fans like the books, the hardcore fans will push the visual media. Same thing with the MCU. The MCU is carried by, or rather, the MCU gets its largest viewership from casual fans, but its momentum comes from fans who read the comics and are fans of the comics. Looking at the writers, I have no faith in the new trilogy. More like, it's not a trilogy, it's a series of books. You know, the thing is, they've got a really large group of writers with diverse ideas, diversity of ideas and ideologies. And so chances are, if there's some people on the storyboard that, you know, you don't line up with, there will be other books written by other people during this era that you will line up with. So all you got to do is just find the ones that resonate with your personality. Kind of like the MCU, you know, you just find that character that resonates with your personality and you just latch onto it and you attach to it and, you know, you just kind of write off the others. Like, I just don't like Captain Marvel, and that's okay because Iron Man and Doctor Strange are awesome. All right, so final comment I'm going to read now, and then we're going to end this stream, and I'll be streaming up again. We're going to do some more Q&A style. We're going to do more discussion. It is up to them to bring the quality. We decide if we like it. That is absolutely correct, and that's a great note to end on. Yes, it is us, the fans, who will end up making the final decision, because if it comes out and we decide, hey, this has stuff that we don't want, because only the hardcore fans are going to read this. None of the casual fans are going to read this High Republic stuff. You know, it's just none of the hardcore Star Wars fans are going to read none of the casual Star Wars fans are going to read this High Republic stuff. It's really written for us, the hardcore fans. And so we're the ones who are going to greenlight it. We're the ones who are going to say no. And so go in with an open mind. Don't judge it yet. We don't know enough. I should have muted my phone. I'm apologizing. All right. So, no, we don't know enough to... Gosh dang it. We don't know enough to make a decision, but I do believe that there's a lot of potential, and I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. But anyway, I'm going to be publishing this as a video. We're going to be keeping it up on the channel. So any of you guys not watching this live, let me know what you think down in the comments below, what you think about this, because I want to know what you, my friends, have to say about our favorite galaxy far, far away. Thank you all for joining me on the live stream, and for those of you who joined after, thank you for watching, and as always, may the lore be with you, now and forever.